We have a serious problem. Everyone needs to get out of the house and stop the basement right now.
We have a serious problem. Everyone needs to get out of the house as fast as they can. Right now. Hey, Survivor. Things are pretty bad after the monster attack. Can you check on everyone and see if they need anything? Thanks. Since you're already down there, earlier someone said that's where they saw the monster come from. I'm seeing if there's anything they need to board it up. We don't need any more surprises. this place? It looks like some sort of lab. This equipment's decades old. Was that monster down here the whole time? I'll get Ayla to come down and scan the place. We might glean some new information on what we're up against.
Naturally.
Sorry, but can you come look at this? Seems to be where the monster came from. There's a lot of old tech here. Looks similar to the stuff we find upstairs in Orville's office.
One moment. I have just finished our project.
Oh, the new devices we talked about. Let me take a look.
Arriving at your location, Survivor. Initiating scan. Parsing scan results. Stand by. Interesting.
Yeah, I think these will work. Can you? Yeah, I think these will work. Can you? You, cover the door.
Did you miss me?
You're alive?
In the flesh.
Come on in. We have a lot to talk about. And then we got to... Oh! Survivor, you're back. We just finished setting up down here.
Got yourself a new crew, huh? Still busy as ever.
Yes, we can't let it happen again. Anyways, let me introduce you. This is...
My name isn't important. Call me Kaya. I'm an old friend of Merch's.
Right. Well, we go way back. This business with these slashers and monsters, surviving every night and coming back to this cabin, this isn't the first time it's happened.
Back in my timeline.
Slow down there, they're still new to all this.
Alright.
If you haven't figured it out already, I'm not from around here. Neither is Ayla, nor Kaya. There are universes that exist beyond your own. Universes that cannot be reached by traditional means. The rules of reality?
Timeline designation 120 AEPT. Planet classification. Type 0 Brace spaceflight civilization. Deep night presence. None.
Physics?
Timeline designation 394 OVR. Planet classification. Type 2 spaceflight civilization. Deep night presence. None.
Everything. Everything that you think you understand can be wildly different in these universes.
The time remains a constant. It flows throughout each universe simultaneously.
The science is incredibly complicated, and to be honest, even I don't fully understand it. But essentially, these universes are referred to as timelines.
We can continue to sit here all night and talk you through the entire understanding of timelines and how to traverse them, or we can save everything you've ever known from being choked out of existence. Ayla, you gonna show them what's left of my timeline?
Timeline designation 111BTD. Planet classification. Type 1 early spaceflight civilization. Deep night presence. Overwhelming.
My timeline was identical to yours. We had this cabin, repeating nights, slashers, all of it. But now, there's nothing left.
And there'll be nothing left here either if we don't stop it.
To recap, what do we know?
We know that at exactly midnight, every night, the power goes out. Nearly everyone inside the cabin blacks out and wakes up in a strange area. They spend the next 6 hours surviving until dawn, when they black out again and wake up as they were back in the cabin. And when left unchallenged, it begins to manifest outside of these nights. It starts small, as we've seen. Monsters begin to manifest into our reality. And then the corruption starts to spread, little by little, absorbing anything and everything.
Until there's nothing left. Entire timelines and possibilities gone.
We held it off before, but we didn't have the means to stop it. Only slow it down. But now we have a chance.
You told me earlier Ayla found something.
Yes.
Correct. While you and the survivors have been busy playing on these nights, I have conducted multiple subsurface scans.
Hey.
And have found a potential solution. These nights are artificial constructions, fake. They are also imperfect recreations. There are fractures, or glitches in these nights, deep below the plane they are constructed on. In these deep nights, my scans have detected signals from man-made devices. These devices are amplifying the power of the manifestation, increasing the rate of entropy.
And this is where you come in, survivors. Using this new tech by Ayla, we can track down the location of these amplifiers each night. We need you to go in and collect them for us. Not only will removing each one weaken the overall strength of the deep night, but once we have them all, we should be able to reverse engineer them into a device that dampens its strength.
Giving us an opportunity to get rid of it for good. Time for some payback.
But it won't be easy. Once the deep night figures out what we're up to, it's gonna throw everything it's got against us. Grab what you need. We'll finish up what we're working on here and start the plan tomorrow night. Be ready.
Stop running because I really don't want to spend all night out here.
Okay, from light to green, survivors. Go ahead and get the beacon down so we can track your location.
Beacon is active.
Picking up a lot of activity spikes in the readings. Not exactly sure what that means yet.
It's all up to you to find out where the amplifier's at. We've detected some energy readings from each of the cabins along the lake.
has been interrupted.
Sounds like the comms are going down. Stay safe. We might not be able to reach you for a while. Survivors, can you hear me? We're working on getting you out, but you have to stall for time. We're almost there, just hold on a little longer.
Connection has been restored.
Hey, can you hear me? It looks like our device missed the mark, but you should be near the beacon. This manifestation is starting to degrade. If you don't get out of there, this will all be for nothing. You have 2 minutes before the manifestation fully degrades. You need to run. The drill. Place the beacon. Let's get to work.
Beacon is active.
Alright, escape is secured. Find a way across the swamp. We're reading potential amplifier signals on the other side.
Grab it. Couldn't hurt. See, I knew it. So predictable.
Must be seeing things. Still a bit jumpy. so get ready to run. You have 2 minutes before the manifestation fully degrades. You need to run.
Oh, you're back? Did you get my slushie?
Yeah, welcome back. We just finished cleaning up down here. Got most of the debris blocking the sun level cleared up. Come on down. No time to grab anything before I left.
I'm not sure myself. I was stuck in there for what felt like decades. This landscape full of nothing. Anyways, there you are. Wait, no slushie?
Down to business, Coyote. Not the time for joking around. As I'm sure you're all aware, last night the survivors ran into something unexpected. That monster from the attack on the cabin, the one that killed the slasher, this one's real. It's not a manifestation like we're used to seeing. We already lost someone, and had several other survivors injured.
Seems like the Deep Knight's starting to catch on to our plan.
We need to be much more careful going forward. and we need more info. Ayla, you've been sorting through the records and databases on these terminals, correct?
Affirmative.
Do you have anything?
I have found several references to a project called Nocturne. Records indicate they were attempting to fuse deep night matter into living organisms. The project was shuttered after control over the specimens had failed. Project was overseen by Dr. Malcolm Orville.
Wait. The owner of the cabin, Orville Energies? Didn't you guys tell me that guy died a few years ago?
Accessing HUNT files on Dr. Malcolm Orville. Name, Malcolm Orville. Occupation, former Orville Energies CEO. Age, 84. Status, deceased. Cause of death, natural causes.
This dude was tied up in some serious business. If that monster's been down here this long, how did it even escape? Did someone let it out? Are we sure that Orville's dead?
He's dead. If Hunt has files on this guy, then he's gotta be. Regardless, looks like we have even more of a reason to check out the sub-level of the lab. We need to see if there's any information about this Nocturne project somewhere down there. Maybe we'll find a weakness and be able to put that monster down for good. Head on down. We'll wrap up here and be right behind you.
Was another failure. Nothing seems to survive beyond the first few days. Orville suggesting we try something larger and more resilient to the source. Even sent us a few new genome samples. A dire wolf, 2 subspecies of leopard, and an actual Komodo dragon, if you could believe that. At least it's better than rats, I guess.
Survivors, did you touch something?
Security alert. Unauthorized personnel entered the laboratory. Lockdown initiated.
That's annoying. Ayla, can you shut this thing up and remove the lockdown?
Already in progress.
Just hang tight. We'll have you out in a second. What? A monster? Ayla, thing open?
Negative. Nocturne will breach the room before I can override the lab's security protocols.
Put up a barrier at the lab entrance. Sorry, survivors, but you gotta find a way out of that room and fast. In the meantime, we'll work on finding you.
Found an exit yet, Ayla?
Yes, forwarding location.
Alright, you got that, survivors? We're on our way and we'll meet up with you at the coordinates. If you can swipe any info on your way without becoming monster chow, at least this situation won't be a complete loss. Stay safe.
We finally have it. One of the subjects survived the procedure. The changes to its physical structure were immense, to say the least. It's several times larger than we previously predicted. Somewhat bipedal now as well. But, just as expected though, there's no change to the subject's cognizant behavior. For the lack of a better phrase, it's as dumb as bricks. Still runs on animalistic instinct and adrenaline. You can't control it. Yet. Surely there has to be a way, right? Human trials? What a bunch of corporate hacks. We're near ready to start human trials. We haven't even begun to understand the substance that we're dealing with. Even if we did, even if we had enough subjects willing to volunteer, the fatality rate is over 96%. No. We have to do better, or this won't end well.
Survivors, you're still alive. Good. Let's get out of here. Come on. Everyone, get behind me.
I have anticipated this moment for a very long time.
What is this?
Ah, yes. The great merchant. Savior to the timeline. How noble of you to think that you can stop what's coming.
Midnight's shadow.
Thank you for fulfilling your end of the deal. I always knew you were a wise one.
Oh, Coyote, what's going on? What did you do?
Merch, I had no other choice. It was either help him or stay stuck in there forever. I'm sorry.
Coyote?
So cold of you to lie to your friends. Don't worry about it. I'm sure they'll understand. After all, Merch is no stranger to manipulating those that trust him most. You told me to seek purpose, and I have certainly found it.
Oh my god. Aiden? What happened to you?
I have become an emissary. You pushed me down this path. For that, I will grant you one mercy. Consider this the only opportunity to get ahead. Embrace the cover of midnight now, for you cannot run from it much longer.
Ayla, find us an exit. Now!
Pity. I had a feeling we wouldn't see eye to eye on this. Don't worry about fleeing back to the cabin. Consider this an eviction notice.
Kill him now.
I'm gonna kill you!
Sorry to disappoint you. I have to admit, I didn't expect you to find 3 of the amplifiers so fast. Very good planning on your part. Orville did them well. The things we can accomplish with this.
I don't think so.
What?
Well, it all went according to plan, right? I brought the gear, and you got an amplifier. Just like you asked. We're done here.
Exit located.
Run!
quite clear how hopeless you are to stop us. Keep running. I will end you.
Go, get to that cargo elevator. We need to leave.
I'm sorry. I had no other...
I'll deal with you later.
Warning. Incoming attack. Hang on.
Everyone brace for impact.